Tom and Dog Hater Jack with the news. What? You're in a different place now. Is that dog hell?
Yeah. No, I've been sorting out the office a little bit to prepare for when things are lifted and we can get back in. So I've been cleaning, stealing cans of fizzy drink from the, all the standard things.
It's been nice when we get to that point where we can work in a room again together. When that happens, I will miss not wearing trousers to work. That might take some adjusting for both myself and the entire nation, I think.
Yes, perhaps.
Is it all right if for a bit I don't wear trousers, just to ease myself back in?
Just getting word from Adam Pacitti. No, that's not fine, apparently. What a spoil sport.
Not even an earpiece, mate. Here's the wrestling news.
I hate dogs.
Big surprises are planned for Money in the Bank 2021. We have a potential spoiler on the return of John Cena and an update on Johnny Gargano following last night's NXT. We'll get to that in a little bit. Money in the Bank this weekend. It is the first wrestling show since WrestleMania in front of live crowds for WWE. AEW have done a few already, but this is the start of the return to normality for WWE. The Thunderdome is being switched off and we are back out in front of crowds, and it's looking like it could be a Paul White when it comes to this weekend. Doesn't it, Jack?
Big show, right, okay. Or a giant show even. Yes, it
or
is
a Captain
looking...
Insano.
Or maybe an Insano weekend as well. That's because WrestleVotes on Twitter are saying that WWE are apparently planning big surprises for this show. WrestleVotes tweeted, with the Thunderdome officially behind them, source states that WWE have some cool and exciting things planned for this weekend. Expect a surprise or two. Truly a pivotal time in recent WWE history. So very exciting stuff there.
What can we expect from life beyond the Thunderdome, Jack?
Well,
we've seen pictures of Becky Lynch getting into shape.
I mean, we've seen pictures of Becky Lynch. There's been big names kind of banded about quite a lot recently, hasn't there? There's been John Cena, and we'll talk a little bit about him in a second. not Roman Reigns, sorry, The Rock, because he might potentially have something to do with Roman Reigns, claiming that he is the head of the table. And also Brock Lesnar is Virgil, your best friend. Brock Lesnar has been mentioned a few times as well, maybe for a little bit later in the year. So there's a lot of potential surprises they could go with. I think they should just chuck them all in and just have them come out one by one. Everyone get in.
Walking down like a conga line.
Yeah.
Everybody makes it back to all the people that left wrestling when the fans weren't there. Now they're back. Here they come. Get back out of here, everybody.
I don't hate dogs. I'm just allergic to them. Sorry, continue. I thought I should just point that out.
Too late, mate. John Cena is a name you mentioned there. We have a bit of potentially huge spoiler regarding John Cena. It's been a bit up in the air whether or not he's going to be there. At one point, it was basically all but designed for the poster, John Cena versus Roman Reigns. Then he picked up this new movie, which is going to be part of a franchise that would see him filming in Europe throughout August. And then we thought, okay, well, maybe that isn't happening. But then he's just wrapped on his TV series. According to Fightful, they've learned that John Cena is scheduled to appear on WWE programming at some point over the next 11 days as fans return. Potentially part of SmackDown on July the 23rd. Could just be a one-off. Hello, I'm John Cena. Nice to see you fans again. Bye. Or it could be the moment that sets us up for Cena versus Roman at SummerSlam, mate.
It would make sense because I believe that'll be the first SmackDown with a live crowd for quite some time. But it would also make sense for it to happen at Money in the Bank as well, wouldn't it? So it seems like he could appear at any time between now and then, I suppose. So we'll just have to wait and see. But this is pretty exciting, I reckon. Obviously, Cena's had a polarizing relationship with the WWE universe for quite a lot of years now, but I reckon that he will get a gigantic reaction should he come back because absence makes the heart grow fonder and all that.
It'd be amazing to see him back. I think there's something to be said for John Cena coming back. I think get him in there, get him involved in something that's really going to set the world on fire again. I know he won't be there for a long time. He very much has become what he hated The Rock for, which is somebody who just pops in, says hello, heads away again. And that's fine. If he can come in and work some magic for a bit and then go away, hey, I'm gonna get branded a hypocrite because I do complain about people doing that. But for some reason with John Cena, I think I'm all right with it. Him and Roman topping out WrestleMania will be a lovely time. Let's move from one John to another. Gargano in particular, as there was a bump during NXT last night that I think left a few people quite concerned about his well-being, wasn't there, Jack?
There was. It was during the main event, the title match between Gargano and Karrion Kross. Basically, Kross threw Gargano towards the announce table, but then rather than landing flat on it or like flying over it, he landed on like the corner, like the edge, the bit you don't want to land on. So it looked very visually very nasty. But apparently, according to Sean Ross Sapp, apparently Gargano was fine in the aftermath, which is wonderful news to hear because it did look. It was one of those ones where you see it and you're immediately like, that's gonna be bad. But no, apparently he's okay.
Other good news today, Matt Hardy and Ribby Hardy have themselves a fourth child. Their first daughter arrived into the world. We congratulate them and welcome Eva Hardy to planet Earth. Lovely pictures of them, I believe, in US Weekly, looking like a lovely, big, Hart family-esque faction.
Yes, imagine. Can you imagine if the Hardys become the new... Matt's like Stu Hart, and then all the Hardys... They're like the Hart family, but instead of like being very, very technically intricate, they just jump off high things a lot.
That'd be great. I'd like that.
Got to come down to the Hardy dungeon to learn how to do high spots. I think it'd be fantastic.
Come down to the Hart family dungeon to do a Hurricane Roar off the top, and then I'll stretch you. Drew McIntyre, I want to give a nod to this. It's Shark
Tom, what's
Week.
This story, Tom? What's this story? You know when you read something like 5 times and your brain just doesn't compute it? This still hasn't gone in for me, so I'm going to need to lean on you for this because I have no idea what's going on.
Lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. So it's Shark Week, which is a big deal on Discovery Channel.
Right.
Big thing. It's a whole week, and it happens every year. And it's where we get programs all about the mystical, magical wonder that is sharks. And on Discovery Plus, which is the streaming service for Discovery Channel, there is a show called Shark Rumble, in which Drew McIntyre, the man who has a sword carved from the Loch Ness Monster or some bobbins like that, is going to be featured on it. So this is the press release from Discovery. They say, Shark Rumble, an original mid-form episode on Discovery Plus, and a TikTok live stream. They're live streaming this on their TikTok as well. WWE superstar Drew McIntyre teams up with the host of Shark Week, marine biologist Luke Tipple, and you will see what happens when Drew McIntyre has his first close encounter with sharks in one of the world's largest single aquatic exhibits at the Georgia Aquarium. Drew McIntyre versus a shark ahead of Money in the Bank.
Now, they have very much built this for some reason as if Drew McIntyre is going to fight a shark, which isn't going to happen.
What?
Obviously. No.
I'd be
subject
livid.
to change. No, they'll get Brock in. He's got previous. He can do it. Yes, he wants F5 to shark.
That's a moment. That is a moment in time. Maybe this is how Drew McIntyre gets a new sword carved from a shark.
Come down to the McIntyre family dungeon and learn how to fight sharks. Come on.
Finally, Jack, I want to play a game.
Okay.
You and Ross did this a little while ago, so I'm stealing the gimmick from Ross. The WWE superstars are back on Cameo. That's right. You can now get Seth Rollins to congratulate you on your bris, and Bianca Belair to say, glad to see that your genital warts have cleared up. And we are going to play a little bit of Cameo Higher or Lower.
Come on. Yes.
Good. So I'm going to give you a wrestler to start with, and then you're going to have to guess whether the next person is higher, more expensive, or lower, less expensive.
Tom, I've always dreamed about being on a radio show with you as if I was the musician and you were like Roman Kemp. And now I feel like this is happening now. Are you going to ask me about what my favourite bit of banter is, lads? Come on.
I'm just delighted that you called me Roman Kemp. I feel very modern.
Well, yeah.
He does a lovely job on Capital.
You've been doing this far longer than Mr. Kemp.
Well, he was born to do it, as you were. But So wait, when American Rachel makes her comeback, you'll be there with me. Yes. We'll be celebrating together. Right. So your first one, we will go with Baron Corbin. He is $350. Is Baron Corbin? Right. Okay. Is Ricochet higher or lower than Baron Corbin?
That is higher than I thought for Baron Corbin. I'm going to go lower for Ricochet.
Trick question. He's exactly the same. 350. I'll give you the point anyway.
350.
Liv Morgan, higher or lower than Ricochet?
Right. My brain is saying lower because Ricochet is a bigger name in wrestling, sort of. But then Liv Morgan's a woman and wrestling fans are awful. So I feel like I'm going to go higher.
She is higher, $400 for Liv Morgan.
I knew that one. I've written it down for... No, I'm joking.
Yeah, massive pervert. Alexa Bliss, higher or lower than Liv Morgan?
Higher.
Yeah, she's higher. She is right at the tippity top of the tree, near $800 for
What?
Alexa Bliss. Near the tippity top for that one.
You could go on a holiday for that. What?
But is she, again, wrestling fans are monsters, but is she higher or lower than Drew McIntyre? Higher or lower than Drew McIntyre, Alexa Bliss?
I know that he's like a former WWE champion. And
He is a former WWE champion.
And I know he's been around for years and years, but I'm gonna say lower.
And you are right to say lower.
Oh,
$600 for Drew McIntyre.
Why do I feel like I'm going to win a prize if I get? I'm like, come on.
Hey, you don't go away empty-handed from this quiz, so we're going to cut your hands off. So well done on that. I think you did quite well there.
Thank you.
I don't think many missteps there. So you've won yourself a tease made and a speedboat.
Yes.
For your next time you want to go out on the sea in the Tamworth area. Thanks for playing. More news as it comes through today at cultaholic.com. Stay safe. Love you. Bye. Wave at the crowd, Jack. Wave. Wave. As the credits roll, wave.